Hello LEGO fans, friends, this is Mesbah and welcome to my channel Mesbricks. Today I'm going to be taking a look at 6 sets. These are idea submissions and they have already gone through the LEGO review process and LEGO has approved them. So pretty soon we will be having all of these as LEGO sets. The design, I'm going to be using the fan submitted design for the review because we do not know yet what the final product is going to look like. These will join the 3 sets that we already have this year from the Ideas line, which is the LEGO Sesame Street, the Medieval Blacksmith, and the Winnie the Pooh set, which just came out recently to VIPs. Now, if you go and take a look at my video in February, just last month, when I made a video that why I am not getting the LEGO Medieval Blacksmith set on its release, and it got around just under 1000 views, and the main reason I said is because there were no promos along with the set. There were no double VIP points, there was no gift with purchase, you just ordered the set and that's it. So I decided to wait. Now this March, on March 6th, there was a promo and I did order it. And the promo was the new Amelia Earhart plane and minifigure. So even though they canceled the double VIP points that was supposed to take place in March, at least I got this GWP. So I don't feel too bad purchasing the Medieval Blacksmith because at least I got something for it. Better than what it would have been had I ordered it in February. So having said that aside, I'm not ordering Winnie the Pooh immediately, and I'll go into that in a separate video. But let's go back to this 6 sets, and I'm going to be taking a look at each one of them. And let's start in the chronological order. So the first one to be approved was the LEGO Typewriter on your bottom right, and then the Home Alone house. This is from the first Home Alone movie, the most famous one. Then there was the Sonic Mania. Then the submission by Brent Weller for Seinfeld, the 30th anniversary. And finally, the most recent 2 submissions to be approved, the Earth Globe and the Vincent Van Gogh, Starry Night. So let's take a look at each of them, and I'm going to be starting with the typewriter. Now, I actually had a typewriter. It belonged to my family for a long time. So it came to me. It was a portable typewriter and it looked very much like what the fan submission is. So you can see there's a lever, there's the ribbon, the paper is coming up, there's a carriage return button, and all the keys in their proper order. So this typewriter actually looks very realistic. I can almost hear the rat-tat-tat sound as you type. It's a very well designed set. You can even see from the top view on your right the ribbon, the spool, and all of that. So it's a very unique and well made design. And what the fan designer has done is he or she has also submitted 2 alternate designs with alternate colors. So you can see there's a blue and then there's a multicolor, the rainbow, the traditionally, the kids LEGO design. Now I don't expect the final product to have these 2 models because frankly speaking you'll need a whole new set of bricks. So that's just not possible. What I expect is the original design to be closely followed in the final product. The fan designer also submitted a carrying case. So if you had one of these typewriters, or your parents had it from the 80s or before, the portable ones usually came in a carrying case similar to what you're looking at. Now this is made out of cardboard, and it would be really cool if LEGO designed this box to be like that. But I do expect there might be some issues with the weight or how strong the handle could be. So I really don't expect LEGO to take this part of the design to the final product, but it would be a nice thing to have. One thing that you can compare the typewriter to is the grand piano set. Both of them are big sets. They are likely to be expensive and they're likely to be a display piece with a play feature. We all know that the piano had a play feature about the music with the phone. So while you really couldn't really play the music, it looked like you could with the keys going up and down. Will we see a similar play feature on the typewriter? Maybe. Could be with a sound, or it could be that when you type something comes up. How Lego will do that, I don't know, but it would be something neat. So having said all of that, let's take a look at the pros and cons of this set when it comes out to the public. So here's the pros. It's likely to be very well designed. It already is very well designed. It looks very nice, so Lego can only improve on that. And it's a creative and innovative design. It's immediately you know what it is, and it looks kind of cool. The negatives are that it's very similar to the piano. If you already have the piano, why would you buy the typewriter? They kind of look the same. It's just another display piece. You can't really play too much with it. There's no minifigures, because obviously why would you have a minifigure there? And it's probably too expensive. The piano is north of $500 in Canada, or with tax and all. The typewriter would be around, I would estimate $200 to $300, and that's probably too much to spend on a typewriter. You could get a whole laptop for that. So yes, it's kind of expensive, and I probably won't be getting it. I don't think too many people will. It's kind of has its niche market there. Let's go on to the Home Alone house. Now, if you are growing up in North America, you know that watching Home Alone is almost a Christmas tradition. It's always there on Christmas Day or that time period, Home Alone 1, 2, 3. The house is the Mcallister House from Home Alone 1. It's quite famous. It was recently, actually, the real house was actually just on the market quite recently to be sold, so it came on the news. You look at this model, you know what it is. Take a look at the picture on the top right. It looks like the house can swivel open. And it's quite a big house. It looks like it's closed all around. It's modular, and it's quite big. As it stands, it's likely to be quite expensive and rather too big. We know that Lego has downsized the idea submissions recently. If you take a look at Sesame Street, the original submission was a fully enclosed modular style building that again opened up like that. The final product that came out was open back, quite smaller, and that actually led to a lot of criticism that this is not what was originally approved by the fans. Take a look at the Medieval Blacksmith. Again, the original submission was much bigger. It doesn't look like that in this picture, which the two are not on the same scale, but again they downsized it, and this time I would say they didn't do quite a bad job. It's actually quite well designed, the Lego product. They did the proper downsizing that was needed to make it affordable and good enough for everybody. Similarly, the Winnie the Pooh, the original submission was a little bit bigger, the final product is a little bit smaller, but again nothing was lost too much, and it's actually quite a good product if you compare it to the fan design. But the Kevin Mcallister house, the Home Alone house as it stands, is quite big, and it will have to be significantly downsized to be, in the affordable range for an ideas product. Now here's the big important question about Home Alone. Home Alone house is known for its booby traps. I mean, the final half an hour of the movie is what sells the movie. The wet bandits, when they enter the house, somebody's hair catches on fire, they get blown by a shotgun, or they get a tarantula thrown on their face, or they trip over a wire. All of these neat little quote unquote tricks, booby traps, they make the movie. And that's what you want to see in a Home Alone house. The question is, how much of these play features can you fit in a model that will be significantly downsized? The more famous tricks, maybe you can put them in, but you cannot put all of the booby traps, all of the tricks shown in the movie into this set. So there will be a little bit of disappointment for anyone who's expecting all these play features. Plus, it's very hard to build these play features and at the same time make a model quite detailed and quite nice for adult 18 plus builders. So this will be a challenge for Lego, and I expect there will be a disappointment either way. So let's take a look at the pros and cons. The pros are it's Home Alone. It's one of the most famous movies ever from the history of movies. And you know that you're going to get at least 3 minifigures here, Kevin and the two bandits, so there might be more, we don't know. And there will be play features, for sure. It's Home Alone, there has to be play features. The negatives are that, will those play features be any good? Right now we don't know. The fan submission just puts it there, so it's not just doing anything, it's just on display. We need them to be actual play features. Will they be any good? That will be the question. And for sure it will be expensive. It's a house, there's lots of bricks. Even if they make it open back, which I fully expect them to do, it has to be open back, otherwise it will be really expensive. Let's move on and quickly move on from the Sonic Mania Green Hill Zone. I don't know too much about these games. I've never played them a lot. I don't remember too much. I'm not a big fan of these, so I'm just gonna skip this, go straight. I said cons, but okay, let's put some pros. It's a game set. It's likely not to be too expensive. I mean, there's not too much there in the set. But you know, it's a game set. That's a negative. It's boring. Look at the Super Mario sets. They are not doing too well. You go to any Lego store, you go to any Toys R Us. We have Toys R Us in Canada for now. All these Super Mario sets are just lying there. I don't think they're moving at all. Nobody I know, none of the adult collectors seem to be buying them. Not a lot. It has its own little niche fans, and that's it. So again, I mean, this is the idea set that I am least looking forward to. Let's move on to the Seinfeld set. Seinfeld is one of the most popular shows ever. It was the most popular show in the 90s when it was on TV. They often compare it to Friends, so those two ran around the same time. Similar sitcom, comedy not related to family. Previously all sitcoms were family related. This one was Friends, and Friends was obviously about Friends. So Seinfeld has a huge fan base. And when you look at this fan submission, one thing particularly stands out: the minifigures. If you have watched just 1 or 2 episodes, you immediately recognize who these are: Newman, Kramer, Seinfeld, Elaine, and George. It's very well designed minifigs, and I can only expect Lego to do better. So the key attractiveness of this set will be the minifigures, and already if this was just released as is, I would buy them. So I can only imagine how much better Lego can design them. Take a look at the actual set, which is the apartment. This does look familiar because we have had TV shows that have a set as an apartment, or a coffee meeting place. So the Big Bang Theory comes to mind, Friends Central Park comes to mind. All of them are similarly well designed. The Friends one is particularly very well designed. The build is quite nice. It's still available from Lego at a nice price, so do get it if you can. When I look at the Seinfeld Apartment, again, this looks very realistic to the TV show. I can only expect Lego to make it better, perhaps add more details to make it even more realistic, add some Easter bunnies, not Easter bunnies, add some, hidden trivia or hidden Easter eggs. Yes, that's the word I wanted. Not Easter bunnies, Easter eggs. So add some Easter eggs for the show's hardcore fans. Some, I don't expect there to be more minifigures, but I do expect a prop. I don't know if the cycle is there. There used to be a cycle hanging in Jerry's apartment. Maybe it's there in one of the rooms that we can't see from this angle. But this set is already good as it is, so maybe you can improve it slightly, and I'm sure they will add 1 or 2 play features here. The door has to open. Like, I can already picture the door thundering open with Kramer going, "Hey!" So all of these things will be there, and I'm very much looking forward to this set. So let's take a look at the pros and cons. The pros, there's a huge nostalgia factor. It's cool now to look back on the 90s. Seinfeld was a big part of that, as was Friends. Friends sold really well. It's one of their best-selling Lego sets. So I expect Seinfeld to be similar. The price range, I expect it to be between $70 to $100 Canadian. Friends is around 86, so this should be similar. excellent collection of minifigures, and I hope they carry them all to the final product. It would be sad if they omitted one of them, like say Newman. I would really like one or two more actually. And if you already have the Big Bang Theory and the Central Park Friends sets, this will be a great addition to that collection. Let's take a look at the negatives. This set is only for the fans of Seinfeld, but that's not very much significant because Seinfeld has a huge fan base. So I expect this set to be very popular, perhaps sold out immediately, and all of that. I'll be getting it on the day it's released. So we have two idea sets remaining. Let's take a look at them very quickly. This is the Earth globe. It was approved last year, and I mean, you take a look at it. It's a globe. Let's take a look in detail. On the left, you have the Atlantic Ocean with Africa and the Americas. In the center, you have the Pacific Ocean, and you are seeing Asia and Australia and New Zealand. And to the right, you have Asia, and this seems to be the worst. I mean, Africa, America, Australia, they're sort of recognizable, but what happened to India? What happened to the Middle East? I can expect Lego to make it better, but again, this it doesn't look that appealing to me. I'm not saying anything about the design. The design is obviously, it's difficult to make a globe in Lego, and this person has done it, and it looks like it has been done well. I expect Lego to make adjustments to the color. I don't really like the blue of the sea here, so that might be improved to be a more light blue or azure. As for the green maps, I don't know if they will be green or they will, like it's hard to imagine Africa, the top part of Africa, which is the Sahara Desert, to be green. But those are improvements Lego can make. The base of it reminds me of another idea set, which is the ship in a bottle. So again, you can see that Lego's final product, the name, the Leviathan, was done very nicely. I expect them to make similar changes to the base of the globe, and as well, of course, I expect them to make significant improvements so the globe is structurally sound and all of that. I just, it's an innovative design, I'll give you that. Let's take a look at the pros and cons. So here are the pros. It's unique design. There's no way about it. Nobody has ever done a globe before on Lego, so it's definitely unique. The con is just another display piece, so it will join the piano and the typewriter. You can't do much other than spin it, and you can't really spin it too fast because it's Lego, so it's fragile, and there will be gaps in the ocean. So I mean, you cannot make a complete perfect circle, so there will be gaps. And it's probably not that informative. I mean, you cannot print all the countries' maps like that. It's not a jigsaw puzzle. So, I mean, smaller countries will be omitted if Lego does decide to print a political map. I don't expect them to put all countries' names there. So, again, it's just a display piece that's not that informative. You can go to a stationery set and buy a globe for $20 that shows everything. And that's the last point. It's probably going to be too expensive to be just another display piece. So some people will buy it, hardcore Lego fans, YouTubers, and so on. I just don't expect it to be that popular with the regular public. Let's go to the final submission that was approved for this year. So we don't know yet when it will be coming out. This is the Vincent Van Gogh Starry Night. And coincidentally, the very first video that I made on this channel, all the way back in 2020 September, I reviewed the 35 product ideas that qualified for the review, and you see that around the 21-minute 50-second mark, I am reviewing the Vincent Van Gogh. And at that time I said that it's unique enough, it's never been done before, and yes, this will get picked. And guess what? It did get picked. So this is the fan design, and I love that minifigure and that little painting that he is doing. If that was just a small set by itself, I would love it and buy it. But when you take a look at the bigger picture on the left, I don't think Lego has to do too much to change it. Like, this is almost as good as a final Lego product itself. I don't know too much about art, certainly not about Renaissance art. Even I recognize this. next to, the Scream, this is probably one of the most famous Renaissance art. You know what? I don't even know if it's Renaissance art. That's how much clueless I am about art. But I recognize this, and this is instantly recognizable. It's famous. And if you take a look at the Lego part of it, it has been done so well. I mean, it's not, it's not on studs on top, it's studs everywhere in every direction. The swirl, the sun, everything has been done really, really well. Take a look at the picture and then take a look at the Lego creation, those circular 2x2 tiles, the little church, the mountain, the way they did the sky. Everything is very, very well put together. So I really don't know how Lego will improve it. I am, something maybe in the top left part of the set, all those little globes and circles and tiles, maybe those part, the Starry Night, the star part of the Starry Night, maybe Lego can do something about that. But as it is, it's likely to be a very, very good set. So let's take a look at the pros and cons. First, the pros. It's unique enough, it's famous enough, and it's eye-catching. Anybody who comes into your room instantly knows what it is, and it's cool enough. It's just cool. And then there's a Van Gogh minifigure. The cons are that it's going to be expensive, and this time, expensive is not that much of a deal breaker because it might be worth it. So if you're into art, you might be willing to pay whatever Lego charges for this because it's that unique and famous enough. And of course it'll be a display piece. There's not too much play feature with it. So, but I don't think those two detract enough from the set. It's likely to be a popular set. So those were my look at these 6 sets that are coming out in the next couple of years. I don't know exactly when they will all be released. I expect the Typewriter to be released soon, maybe over the summer, and I expect the Home Alone to be somewhere near the winter. So those will be good time for it to be released. And of course there's might be a gift with purchase, those guitar sets. I haven't reviewed that. I reviewed the big sets here. I am looking forward to the Seinfeld, and I'm looking forward to the Home Alone sets. Those are the 2 I plan to buy. Let me know which sets you are looking forward to the most, and if you like the content that I put out here, if you like my channel, I do a whole variety of stuff. I do reviews, I do mocks, I do news, and I do upcoming set reviews. If you like my channel, do subscribe, click the bell icon. It helps YouTube promote it via their algorithm. Do share this video. This is Mesbah signing out. Stay safe, everybody. Happy building.